Imagine being single your whole life, getting rejected all the time. Finally, meeting the girl of your dreams and telling her that you're gay. That's what people do when it comes to the altcoin market. They don't get good chances a lot, right? These good chances, sometimes they're here. But when these chances are finally here, people literally say, nah, scary. No. In this video, I want to talk about how to not fuck up in the next big leg up. And if you feel like, is it going to be a big leg up? Yeah, of course, it's crypto. It goes down and up. And the move up is coming. It's pretty obvious, in my opinion. And I very shortly can show you why if you missed all my last videos. If you're new though, welcome. Subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. My name is Fomo. It's not really my name. I guess you understand that. But in this video, I mostly want to talk about how to not fuck it up, okay? If you are bearish. Okay, cool. Imagine that crypto can also go up, right? Imagine the wildest shit that it goes up. What? If that happens, what should you do? Well, let's talk about what we should do. This is not a green screen, by the way. I'm in crypto hell. And I assume everybody understands that's the most realistic thing. If you don't know about crypto hell, I will make it very clear soon. So back to the content. The crypto market, why I think that it's going up, right? Okay, so this is not me saying it will go up, guaranteed 100% here. I'll bet my life on it. Definitely not. It's crypto, right? It can go down just as well. But if we look at common sense, then it's probably going up. And yeah, I'm pretty vocal about this. Why do I think so? Again, I don't want to be repetitive, but QT slowed down, right? QT is the main reason why the altcoin market is getting beat up in the first place. It is likely going to stop in the next 2 months. The MACD is crossing on the 3-day for the 4th time this cycle. Shout out to K-Dub who found that out, by the way. And I can pop that up, by the way, so you know I'm not just talking shit right here, at least not talking shit when it comes to this. But that's a very, very, very interesting sign, because if you look at every single time that happens, here we go, the McDonald's, if you are bearish, crossed for the 4th time this cycle right here, right now. The last time it happened, Bitcoin went from 50K to 109K. Time before that, it went from 40 to 77, basically. And the time before that, it was, not really at bear market lows, but pretty close to that, to also double the price. It just happened again. Cool, that's one indicator. Is that the reason why it all should go up? No, it's more that there are so many things telling that it's likely to go up. And then we have another indicator confirming it, right? But we also have the stochastic RSI on the weekly, so the higher time frames, being fully oversold right now. Everything is aligning. Again, I don't want to give all the reasons for this, but the sentiment sucks, which is the best buying indicator. Cool, it should be clear. The crypto market is looking like it is a fantastic place to DCA, in my opinion, right now. I had 2 targets myself for the altcoin market. The first target was this trend line right here. We kind of are there, right? And my second target is this, 130 billion for others, right? Now, will we get there? I don't know. We came pretty close. I mean, from this top, that should have been a 70% drop, right? And we got as close as 60% so far. So I feel like, yeah, if you don't want to be too picky, then it's good enough. But from this point, if we get there, it is still a 35% drop, give or take. Could that happen? Trump is president. So yeah, it could happen, definitely. But it could also not happen. And if it is going to happen, and it has to happen fast, in my opinion. Because again, everything is showing that it is oversold right now. USDT dominance sitting at some real fat resistance right here when it comes to this trend line, when it comes to the horizontal resistance, when it comes to the MACD or the stochastic RSI being overbought. This is likely going down. Suggesting that more money flows into the crypto market, right? If we look at USDT plus USDC dominance, we see kind of the same, right? Also resistance. Here, the stochastic RSI, very, very, very overbought. The signs are really there. And then I haven't even looked at altcoins themselves, right? Doesn't matter. Pick an altcoin, you will probably do fine. Now, it's more about how to not fuck this up, right? Because again, people gonna fuck this up, right? People will fuck it up. They will feel like, oh, this pump is fake, and whenever it really goes up hard, they be like, oh, this will go up forever, right? Like, no and no. It is very simple. Let me show you. What I'm gonna do, and I'm not saying that this is perfect because there's a very good chance that this is not perfect, right? But what I am going to do is I'm gonna look at what is my goal for this coming pump. And not for the rest of the cycle. I think the cycle has more in it than one pump. But what is my goal for the coming pump that may come? When I reach that goal, I'm gonna take out what makes me achieve my goal, right? And then the rest, I'm gonna let that ride. You have to have a plan. You can have $5,000 in crypto and be like, I will see wherever it takes me. I rather would say if you have $5,000 in crypto, if you have a goal of reaching somewhere between 20 and 40K, that's good slash really good, right? If you have a goal of, making 100K, 200K, I feel like, man, you're maybe a little unrealistic, or you have to count on luck. But if you have 5K in crypto and you feel like, if I have 10K, I'm gonna take it all out, then you're also unrealistic. Because if you just manage to get a 2x from this point in this cycle, what the fuck are you doing wrong? Then you are really messing it up, right? But I see a lot of people say that, like, oh, I just want to have a 2x and then I'm out. I'd like 2x. The market is probably going to do way more. Why should you take it out at a 2x? That's weird, right? Have you been through all of this? This downside right here of altcoins against their Bitcoin pair, right? Have you been through all of this to get a 2x? Then you would have probably had more money if you didn't invest in the first place, right? So have a goal. And how did things look the last time that it all looked like this? Well, we just saw with the MACD for Bitcoin. Bitcoin here, 2x'd. Here, it 2x'd. Here, it 2x'd, right? Now, that's not even diminishing because this pump, percentage-wise, was bigger than this pump, percentage-wise, or this one. So, is there a chance, falling on my chair, is there a chance that Bitcoin will pump towards 160, 70K? Yeah. Like, again, I hear you think, like, dude, based on what we just saw, every time it was sitting at this level on the MACD, Bitcoin 2x. Every time. It's a little weird to think like, well, no, this time it can't. Like, why not? Is there a certain like limit or like last time I checked, there wasn't, right? It could, right? You have to remember it's Bitcoin, it's crypto. It is the macro is looking a lot better. The market is the if you ask me, the definition of the crypto market is that it pumps harder than people expect, and therefore it wrecks people as well. Not only to the downside, but it goes up way harder than people expect, right? Always the case. But only if people don't expect it, right? If you expect like, oh, Bitcoin too, no, it won't happen. Won't happen. It's possible. Now, who cares about Bitcoin though? We're not in Bitcoin at this stage of the cycle, right? At least I'm not. If I look at the Bitcoin dominance, I feel like, yeah, the time to buy Bitcoin was more here. This breakout also fine. But now after this run, now being in Bitcoin, right? Altcoins on the Bitcoin pair, also going down like this. And here, don't be like, oh, let's buy altcoins. What? Right here, altcoins went down for more than 1,000 days. Here as well. Right, timing matches as well. We got the Fed being more, optimistic about things. Finally, Trump broke shit. Right. Yeah, it's pretty easy for me that alts are the play at this point, not Bitcoin. Right, and forgive me if the Bitcoin dominance goes higher in the next 2 weeks, but in the longer term, alts. Right. So, if Bitcoin can do it 2x, then what can alts do? It kind of depend on the altcoin, of course, right? I mean, if we look last time this move happened was from September 2024 until the peak so far, right? We know how certain altcoins looked like. If you look, for example, at an AVAX, right? It went from $17 to 56, right? That's a 3x on one of the lowest risk altcoins. Then we have, for example, ChainGPT. It went from 10 cents to almost 50 cents. 5x right there. Render, $3.50 to 12. Right? And then we have the lower caps, like Wild World, 20 cents to $1. Trader Joe doing fantastic. Seedify, Sidus, right? Incredible gains. So you'll see, and I'm not like the lowest altcoin that I looked at right here. I think that Sidus from the top of my head, around 10 million or something like that. I don't know. But I'm not looking at the shit, right? It's all shit, but I'm not looking at the real shit coins. So you'll see that even in a non-alt season relief pump, a regular thing for Bitcoin in the post-halving year and altcoins just following like little dogs, you see that altcoins do 4 or 5x's out of nowhere, right? Now, if we look at the altcoin market on its Bitcoin pair, so this chart is my alt season chart, right? I've shown this a lot. Others, everything in the top 125, outside of the top 10 on its Bitcoin pair. So how's the general altcoin market doing against Bitcoin? So are we in an alt season or not? Well, here we have a big alt season, right? Pretty clear. And here we had a big alt season. I cannot say that like, we had an alt season this cycle. Where? Right? Like, yeah, there are exceptions, but overall, an alt season is not, there's an exception. That was an alt season. No, alt season is where the average altcoin market durably actually outperforms Bitcoin, right? And I'm not talking about this. This is a dead cat bounce. This was a dead cat bounce. This was a dead cat bounce. This was a dead. Otherwise, we had 200 alt seasons already, right? This is an alt season. Well, it's pretty clear we didn't add that. And even during the fact that it was like full on Bitcoin season, we had alts doing 5x's. In the short term, they outperform Bitcoin, definitely. But over the long run, right, Bitcoin from the bottom of the bear market until the high did more gains than these altcoins did in that short period of time. So being in Bitcoin was the better choice. However, if you happen to step into altcoins here or here and you get that pump, then you're doing fantastic. And I feel like we are now at that level again, but it's gonna be more than a dead cat bounce because again, this was all happening during QT. All right. And there is a very, very, very realistic scenario that QT will stop. It already kind of stopped. It slowed down so much. If you overlay the fat balance sheet, you see that it's not sinking like a fucking rock right now, right? It's basically going sideways right now. This thing going down is QT. This thing going sideways isn't QT, right? Which is very good for altcoins. If you look right here, QT stopped. What happened to altcoins was pretty much the bottom. Interesting, right? So the pumps are probably going to be more than what we have seen in December. Also, we are now at a lower level than where we were before December, right? So there's less liquidity, aka it's easier to pump in the first place. So if we saw 4x's, end of last year, I think 5-6x's on, average are pretty realistic to expect. Again, it sounds like, no way. Yeah, we are in a downtrend. So it's hard to imagine that things can go up, but they do, right? Also, if you look at the dollar, how weak it is, that's great. That's insane. The dollar is really weak. And what you'll notice if you overlay the altcoin market on that, every time the dollar is that weak, the altcoin market follows there, right? But whenever the dollar goes up a little bit again, the altcoin market has that fucking run that we get like 3 times per cycle, give or take. So everything is backing it up. Everything is confirmation on confirmation on confirmation. And therefore I made that video, the latest video where I said like, it's easy mode, right? The charts are showing it is low. It is at the same places at where it was before when it was the most fantastic buying opportunity ever, basically. And it is very likely to go higher. Yeah, like no brainer for me. But how do you not fuck this up? This. One, be blind to all of this, right? Like, if you are bearish on alts, whatever, fine. But even if you are bearish, you should understand, like, hey, there are moments where altcoins can go up, right? And they can go up hard. So whether you are like pessimistic on the long term, whatever, you should understand that the short term, anything is possible always, right? Even if you are bullish, you should understand that, hey, things can in the meantime also go down. So one, don't be like, nah, it's going down forever, right? I think that everybody that has a little experience in crypto understands that. But if you're new and you're only witnessing downtrends so far, then it's maybe a little hard to imagine how it is when things go up, but things also go up, right? But how will most people fuck this up in another way? By not taking their profits. It's very simple, guys. If you are, lucky enough, I cannot call it skilled enough. I think it's more a matter of luck. If you are lucky enough to buy altcoins really low, right? Really low, as close to the bottom. And let's say that in this coming pump, we are going to test this trend line again, like we did with the last 2 pumps, right? And this one lasted from August to December, so that's 4 months. And this one lasted from June until March, so that's like 10 months. So for then, let's say there's an average of 7. It's now April. So let's say we're going to pump, and that pump is going to last until November, give or take, right? And November, we will be sitting there, right? By any means, it's not a prediction, but it's just an example, right? So let's say we're going to go here, right? If you invest low and we're going to go there, right? Then you don't know that we are going there, right? Like, you have no idea. I have no idea. But the thing is, though, that you should take your profits, right? It's very simple. Let's say we are here. You have no idea how the euphoria will feel by then, right? It's like how it is right now, but the opposite. Everyone around you will try to convince you that it is the best moment to buy, to long, to hold forever. right? Like now, are people saying it's the best moment to sell, to not hold anymore, to maybe short, to be out of the market, right? Because people will always do the opposite of what they should do. They buy the greed and they sell the fear, right? Do it the other way around. But that's the number one fucking biggest mistake that people make in crypto, right? By far, by really far. So if we are here, right, and you are not taking profits, then what are you doing, right? It's the same that if you bought here, you rode it all the way up, but you didn't take profits, right? I can talk about how important it is to buy when things are low and not high, right? Like I can talk about that all day. Like I think it's very simple actually, but you want to buy here. You don't want to buy here, you want to buy here, right? Although here you're scared, you want to buy here. But what's the point if you buy here? If you know what I'm gonna say, right? If you're gonna do this, then what was the point of buying here if you didn't take anything out right there, right? And you might feel like, yeah, but it's not that hard. I'm going to do that, right? People don't, right? People don't. Why do you think everybody is so bearish right now? Because they didn't take profits here, or somewhere close to there at least, right? They didn't. They felt like, oh, like most people were talking about buying right there. Buy meme coins, that's going to 5x. That's going to... People should have talked about selling right there, right? Here you should talk about buying. Here, buying. And here we should talk about selling again. It's that simple. If you just apply that, you will make it. Man, seriously, seriously. Therefore, I'm excited when we are here. Because I didn't take all my money out. I wish I did. But I took good profit there, right? And now I can buy, right? So I can, like, be in, like, I don't know, Ethereum, AVAX. Like, hey, I now have, like, four times as many coins. Great. That's great. Because when we are here again, I'd rather have 1,000 coins of whatever it is than 500, 200, right? So it's that simple. Now, I'm definitely not saying like, hey, you should write it up, write it up, write it up, write it up, do nothing, wait for this perfect moment, take your profits and get out. Definitely not. Definitely not. Why not? Because we might not get here, right? We might get here or here or here. It doesn't matter, right? Therefore, DCA out like you DCA in. Very simple, right? I bought this wick low right here. Luck, not skill related. That was luck. But I bought this. I was already taking profits here a little bit, right? And here, and here. And you might say like, this is way too soon. Yeah, it is. But I am, that's maybe my problem, but I rather take profits too soon than too late. And maybe then there are no profits to take in the first place. So I will take profits a lot when it happens. Now, how you should do that, somebody asked on the channel, like, can you make a video about taking profits? And I'm going to make the best video ever made, if I can say for myself, soon, because I have access to the best platform ever made, which I can share with you guys soon. And that's going to change everything for you. It's free, it's killer, it's insane. But disclaimer first, how you should take your profits is, there's not a strict answer to that. That's personalized, right? Because it depends on your goal. It depends, where did you buy? What did you buy? How much did you buy of it, right? Where do you want to go? Like, and that should all be the math. And the answer is how you should take your profits. You should not start with the answer there, that you can't, right? If you are in crypto and you feel like, I need to make a 20x, like that's my goal, that's what I want, that's what I need, whatever you want to make a 20x. Yeah, look, then taking profits here, then it's going to be a hard ride for you to get to a 20x. And I would say, hold, pray, right? But if you feel like, with a 5x, I'm good. Fine. Great. take profits step by step by step. And again, I'm gonna share such an insane platform with you guys. There's a community member in the Alpha Factory, and he has been working on it for a long time. It's a platform. It's like a portfolio tracker like CoinGecko, but where you can fill in your entry and exit plans as well, right? And then it automatically shows you like, oh, sell that much here, sell that much here, sell that much here, and this is what you walk away with eventually. It's insane. So yeah, I can share that. So I'm really excited about that. Now, that's how you not fuck it up, right? Just take profits. And this, by the way, it doesn't look like much, right? Going from 200 billion to 650 billion. That's like a 3 point something X, right? Let's say 3X, right? But what we have seen in December was actually exactly the same, right? But then again, this is the high cap market. If you look at lower cap altcoins, like Beam is even not that low cap, but even Beam, it did a 4X, right? It is pretty insane. It is pretty insane. And we did some charting in the Alpha Factory as well so far with a lot of coins. It worked out. Some coins, they broke it. It's what it is. Always happens. But I do feel with most coins, you are sitting at such an insane level right now. It's a real opportunity with a lot of these projects where we are sitting right now. So that's looking great, man. One other thing, by the way, crypto is the world of free money. And I have something for you. Because 25th of April, let me do it like this. 25th of April, I'm releasing a song. I'm releasing my first official crypto song, and it's a funny song, but it's like, okay, I'm gonna let you be the judge, but you can already pre-order the song on Spotify, and let me look it up for you guys, because I'm gonna pick 3 people the pre-order the song. Costs you nothing. You just fill in like, hey, pre-order, and then you get a notification when the song comes out, and it automatically gets added to your Spotify playlist, like your liked whatever. And I'm gonna pick 3 people who do that, and they will win $25. Just random as thank you for the support, right? So let me give you a little teaser of the song so you know what it's gonna be, because if you hate music, then I can understand that you don't want to do this. Otherwise, if you don't hate it all, then yeah, then it's completely free, right? So that's all great. Here we go. All right. So, right, this is a song right here. A little part of it, though. A little part. And let me get my desktop audio. I don't know. Maybe it's loud as fuck. I don't know. Little teaser. You selfish motherfucker. Why you made me lose? I'm telling my mother that this is on you. You blame the markets. You blame your favorite influencer for your fuck-ups. You blame your neighbors, blame your dog, you blame your mother. All right. So yeah, you can pre-save that song. Again, it's coming on YouTube, but it's coming on Spotify as well. So you'll end up on this page and you can click pre-save and then you'll get there. I see the email addresses. So it's your Spotify email address. And if you're a winner, I'm going to contact you. It's just $25 for free. But you have to understand, in the Netherlands, we say, de kleine niet is, grote niet weet. And that kind of means like, just take everything that you can, man. Otherwise, you will never achieve more. But you can turn, I will try to help with all my best abilities to turn that $25 into something more, right? Because again, I think that if you, in this market, eventually will walk away with anything less than a 4X, you fucked it up, right? And I mean a 4X from these prices, at least, right? So, it's a wrap. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Welcome. I'm happy you're here. Turn the bell notification on so you won't miss anything, and I'll see you guys in the next one.